weekend walk ramblings continue this week. This week I've been thinking about a question that was posed during a conference call with a group of coaches that are looking at the neuroscience of managing stress during challenging times. And the question was this: are you avoiding all of the things that have been going on and that have been coming up for you as a result of this pandemic? Are you using coping strategies to simply get through the day? Or have you actually integrated, processed the emotions, kind of slowed down to reflect on what's going on and what's coming up for you? What struck me in this conversation was here was a group of coaches whose job it is to help others process emotions. And we had all used all of these strategies at different times during this pandemic. For me personally, I certainly started with avoidance, especially at the beginning of this. I just didn't want to believe that this was happening, felt like it would be short-lived, and even as things were progressing quickly, I avoided the emotions that were coming up for me of fear and uncertainty, and I simply suppressed them, despite knowing all of the research that shows that this is an ineffective strategy. It does not change your body chemistry when you simply suppress an emotion. It's a fallacy. All of the impact of those chemicals in your body continue to have their impact. The only difference is that you're not allowing yourself to process them and have them move through you. The second strategy was coping. And I'll have to say that there are days where I'm simply just trying to get through the day. There'll be an emotion that comes up and I park it. I park it because between juggling work, homeschooling, cleaning and cooking, and all the other things that happen to come up, sometimes all I need to do is keep my head down and get stuff done. And I just don't have the luxury to process anything. And I just park it and cope with whatever I need to cope with. And the last one, because we were all coaches on this call, many of us, and me included, have taken the time to actually integrate and process many of the emotions that have been coming up for us. I personally have been doing this with my coaches. I process, I slow down, I reflect on what's here in the moment, and I allow myself to just be present to the emotion without the story. The story really isn't necessary, but to simply allow yourself to be still, check in, see what's there, and allow it to move. I promise you, it does move. There's a release that happens that needs to happen in order for you to move forward in the best way possible. So I ask you, how have you been handling this? When and how and where have you avoided what's coming up? When do you simply need to cope and you park the emotion because you've got things that you need to balance and manage? And when have you truthfully slowed down, become present, and integrated, processed some of the emotions that have come up through this time? That's it for me. Have a beautiful Saturday.